Okay, it's actually showing that my connection is low, but anyway, and we are live. Hello, everybody. I know it takes a little bit of time for Facebook to let everyone know that we're here, but as you join, do say hello, and if you're watching the replay and if any questions come to you while you are watching the replay, feel free to ask them and feel free to comment and just let us know that you're there. So today I'm chatting to Donna McCallum, aka the Fairy Godmother. And just to say, Facebook user, hello, I don't know who you are, so let us know who you are. I'm chatting to Donna, and I'm so excited for today to chat to Donna and for next week for our guest speaker event, where Donna will be talking to us about aligning your vision for your business, body, mind, and soul. So I'm going to let Donna introduce herself, but before I do that, I'd just like to tell you about my experience with Donna and how I came across Donna. And actually, it's a very, I guess, fortuitous way that I came across Donna, which is very fitting for what it's all about. And quite a few years ago, someone had mentioned to me, actually a cousin of mine, Anna Cheval actually, had mentioned to me about the Fairy Godmother and this amazing course that she did, Money Magic course with Donna, and how it changed everything, how incredible it was. And I kind of listened to that and heard that, and that was always sort of in my mind, but it clearly wasn't the time for me. And then both Lee and I, my husband and I, we were going through some money stuff and realization, and then I came across Donna again, and it was like, okay. And it kind of, that Fairy Godmother that had stuck there, it kind of all came together. And so I did Money Magic course, Donna McCallum's Fairy Godmother's Money Magic course. And for both Lee and I, it was such an eye-opener, and it was such a life-changing course in the sense of realizing so much that we didn't know. And it was one of those courses, as you know, Donna, where you kind of afterwards, you're like, why doesn't everyone know this? You know, why did we not know this before? And it's an ongoing process and an ongoing learning. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I did that course, and that we have subsequently, I've done another course with you. And yeah, I think for me, what I particularly loved about the Money Magic course was the way you incorporate the manifesting and the, call it the woo-woo side of things, but that it's not just information. There's also a tapping into something else that is beyond us and the universe. And that is so much of what it's all about. So that was my long introduction to how I sort of came across you and met you, and why I'm so excited to have you as a guest speaker, because I know what you bring. But tell everyone your journey, kind of from your from your side.
Yeah. Wow, what a fabulous introduction. And I absolutely loved having you and Lee on the Money Magic program. And I remember at the time how many ahas and realizations you had. And then I remember bumping into you in coffee shops, a few years later, and you saying, oh my goodness, it's changed so much for us as a couple, as a family. And I'm just so delighted. When one can do one's purpose work and make an impact, as you're starting to experience now, it just changes everything in your life. There's just the sense of not only your own purpose and action in the world being fulfilling, but just this extra sense of satisfaction. So it's always amazing to hear that kind of feedback. So a little bit of an introduction. My name is Donna McCallum. I'm known as the Fairy Godmother. And I've been known as the Fairy Godmother for over 15 years. I've been doing this fairy godmothering work because when I started doing this work, I was helping people get clear on their dreams and goals and vision for their lives or their businesses, and then helping them and supporting them to make it happen. And it started originally with me having my own dream of doing work that was within the realms of my purpose, my dreams and goals, etc. And, you know, now to be an online teacher or a coach or a facilitator or a speaker these days is quite kind of run online programs is quite normal. When I started in 2005, people thought I had lost the plot. When I started running online programs in 2009 and saying to people, well, you're going to do a webinar with me, people were like, what is a webinar? You know? And I've just been super blessed because now, you know, because it's been an evolution of 15 years doing this work, I've worked with clients in 45 countries around the world, impacted thousands of people. And it's not just in the areas of dreams and goals. I originally started doing dreams and goals. And then within 4 or 5 years, I started my money teaching because I found that the biggest challenge that most of my clients had around just even the belief that their dreams and goals were possible was, what about the money? You know, like, oh, I'd love to quit my day job and be an artist, but what about the money? Oh, I'd love to run my own business, but I need that income at the end of the month, that safe, secure salary, etc. And I suddenly realized how most people had a really not great relationship with money. And I'd also seen it in the evolution of my own fairy godmothering, where I've always been an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 19. I've never worked for anyone else. This is my 5th business. I had 2 businesses that were highly successful. I built and sold them. I had 2 businesses that were absolute unmitigated disasters. And I cried for, you know, weeks afterwards and thought I was the world's biggest failure at 24 or, you know, whatever it was. Oh my goodness, lots of lessons from our failures. And so this is my 5th business. And the business before this was a successful one. And, you know, 15 years ago, and I sold it. And then when I started this business, being a fairy godmother, it was my passion. It was my purpose. It was what I truly believe to be my spiritual purpose in the world. And even though I, at that stage, was going around doing seminars around South Africa, the UK, Germany, USA, even though I was asked by South Africa's largest publisher within 2 years of starting this business to write a book, like all of these things, I was featured on media and television and radio, and the so-called kind of outward look of success was amazing for this business. And yet I kept looking at my bank balance and it didn't reflect. And I was like, there's so much going right. Why is the money not working out? And what I realized was, you know, when we have any results that keep being repeated in our lives that are not serving us, the best place to go back to is our beliefs, to find out what is it in our beliefs that's creating this kind of result. And so I started doing the exercises that I now take people through in the first week of my Money Magic program, which really uncover disempowering beliefs. And what I found was that I had a disempowering belief around money where you can't be spiritual and wealthy. So in my previous business, I was a marketer and our big clients were tobacco, alcohol, and life insurance. No problem. When I was marketing cigarettes, alcohol,
I'm
and Jack
losing
Daniels.
I don't know if anyone else lost you. And I just lost you there for a second. Seem to be losing you, Donna. I'm losing you. Oh, okay.
There we go. I'm back.
Yeah, lost her. Okay, you're back.
I'm back.
Okay.
Just because I was talking about cigarettes and alcohol and all things that I no longer, you know, haven't done for 15 years. You know, I talked about the sin stuff that I used to market. Sorry. And then the internet just went, You know, when I was doing that, I could have millions coming into my business and it was fine. It was great. But suddenly, as a fairy godmother, living my spiritual purpose, impacting, helping people in the world, and, you know, it's tightened up. And I see this often with clients that I work with in the area of their dreams and goals and money, is, often call it the healer complex, or the server complex. When you're serving others, when you're healing, you suddenly think that you should be doing these things for free. You should be making it super affordable for everyone. And, you then don't end up making the money. You then end up getting resentful or upset, or, not being able to live the kind of life that you want. And then it doesn't match. You're living your purpose work, but the money's not matching. And so a lot of my work with people around money, and particularly for entrepreneurs, I do another course, Financial Flow for Entrepreneurs, is around being able to really align from that perspective, your business, dreams, goals, vision, and then also the money perspective. So yeah, teaching about money was shifting my own stuff around money was a fundamental shift for me in my career and my business. Fun and amazing to teach it. And then so many other people asking for actual practical, like, okay, great, we're shifting beliefs, but what are the practical, how to save, how to invest, how to, etc. And then in the last 3 years, my teaching I've got a new body of work that I've been teaching, which is a more spiritual body, mind, soul alignment into how to pick up what scarcity patterning is going on for you, so that you can live in your fullest abundance. And that's not just money. That is abundance in your health, vitality, well-being, relationships, purpose, contribution, action taking, connection to others, your own spirituality, intuition, real abundance in all areas. And I run a program called the 7 Levels of Abundance, which has so I run 6 or 7 different online programs. I normally run each of them live once a year. And then there's the option to do self-studies. I used to do loads of seminars, but COVID now. And I do still run retreats. So.
Awesome. Thank you. And just on that, what you're saying, I remember when I did the course, I think one of the things that I was struggling with at the time, which I don't struggle so much with anymore, thanks to the course, but was that feeling of, shouldn't I feel grateful for what I have, and then feeling bad for wanting more, And I think that's something that so many people, women, I'm dealing with women, struggle with, is that feeling of feeling bad for wanting more, when we've kind of been taught, just be grateful for what you have, and make sure you finish all your dinner because there's starving children out there, or so there's this guilt of wanting more when I actually feel like I have a lot compared to most, but wanting more. So absolutely, that there's so many beliefs that we hold on to that we often don't realize until we go into it and dive deeper into it. So, and also, my women tribe is also about step into the full expression of who you're born to be. And that's, as an entrepreneur as well, it's, yes, the marketing's important, but it's the mindset, it's the belief, it's the whole of you, and working on that is equally, if not more important.
And it brings out your authenticity as well. And that is the biggest thing that connects people to you and your business. Is who you are.
Absolutely. Okay, so what can we expect from our event next week? So you are going to be talking about aligning your vision for your business, body, mind, and soul. And I just want to say that actually, in the launch that I just had in my free 5-day challenge, the first day we looked at your vision. So I just love that we're doing this now as well, because it's really going even deeper into it. And for me, it's been so important to realize that vision is so vital, because without it, you don't know where you're going to, and you don't know, what you're doing it for, or where it is you're heading, or what it is that you're really wanting, and not just I want a nice house, or I want to make lots of money, or whatever it is. Like, what is it actually? And that encompasses all of you wanting that. So yeah. But so you tell us
the other pivotal thing about vision is one of the things it gives you is it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day practical of your business. And the day-to-day, like, and also in a business, it's very, very usual for the first few months, even the first year, to feel exciting, new, challenging, amazing, etc. And then it's very easy to get into a drudge part of business where it's like same old, but you're not getting traction, etc. And particularly in that part of your business, not the, like, it's easy to start because you've got this excitement and the nervousness, etc. But when you start getting into, okay, I need traction and momentum, I'm not necessarily seeing results. The vision is so powerful if you keep connecting to it. And I'm going to be giving you some ideas and tools of how to keep connecting to your vision during our session. To actually like pull you forward rather than, and to pull you powerfully into the future of what you're creating. One of the other things we're going to be looking at, and I'm going to be making it really, really practical. So please, when you come to the session next week, bring pens, paper, you're going to be taking notes. I'm going to be answering questions. I'll even do some practical coaching with some of you. So really just, it's, for me, always, all of my work, I want people to be able to implement it straight away. That's the key. So we're going to be looking at why body, mind, soul alignment is so powerful. And we're going to be looking at each of your visions. And so you're going to be bringing if you've got your vision, bring it. Even if you're like, it's sort of maybe, it feels a bit rough, just bring it anyway. And then I'm going to break down for you how it translates from a body perspective, a mind perspective, a soul perspective, so you can feel the difference. And so you can connect into it in those 3 different ways. I'm also going to be sharing with you the foundation for manifesting and creating what you want that takes you out of the hustle and struggle. Way too many entrepreneurs, I find, are in what I call the stressed visionary space. You've got the vision, but you're super stressed. You're not where you want to be, and you're comparing yourself to others, and then you start hustling and struggling, and it feels yuck. So I'm going to be sharing some tools and tips for you of how to get out of that space and create a foundation that really feels a lot lighter and easier. And how to keep connecting to the essence of your business vision so that it really fuels your growth and really fuels your thriving. And I'm going to give you practical exercises for that. And also a simple tool to use when you hit obstacles, when you hit challenges on your business journey, because you will. That's what businesses are all about. If you ever wanted to have the best personal development and growth tool in your life, it's you starting this business that you're in. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter if you're like me and you've been in business for 15 years and you've got clients around the world and many, let me tell you, problems, challenges still happen. How fascinating. And so I'm going to be giving how fascinating. So I'm going to be giving you some tools for that. And I am super duper looking forward to it. Come ready to really learn how to keep connecting to your vision and shift through the obstacles and challenges along the way.
Awesome. And then Donna, for those who don't have their vision yet, so for those who aren't clear on the vision.
So for those who aren't clear on the vision, come along anyway. It'll really help you. And I'm going to be doing some exercises with you to connect you into the body, the mind, and the soul aspects. And even if you're not clear, when you do those exercises, you will start to get a bit more clarity.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So thank you, Donna, for being here.
Absolute pleasure.
Looking forward to it too, Donna. Awesome, Rochelle. And then I see we have another Facebook user. I can't see your name. Let us know who you are. Sounds amazing. 2 Heart Women. Cool. Not clear on vision anymore. It's changing. So I think we talk about that, about if your vision changes. And
absolutely. And also one of the reasons why it does tend to change is because you hit obstacles and challenges along the way. So there's a difference. So there's times when it'll change because it needs to change. And then there are other times that it will, you want to change it because you've hit obstacles and challenges and you can no longer see it. Which is why the tools that I'm going to give you to keep reconnecting to your vision are so powerful. So it's always best to try and reconnect to the one that you initially had, to feel, and then if it's no longer true for you, okay, then recreate it. But far too often people start to shift their vision because it's not turning out the way they expect it to, or it's not happening fast enough, because we're incredibly impatient in this era that we live in.
No, definitely. Okay, so if there are any other questions, you can pop them in now quickly. Otherwise, we will, next week, it's 7:30 p.m. South African time. So I know Donna at the moment is actually in Europe, in Portugal. So for you, Donna, it is 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. And that is next Wednesday, the 30th of June. I will put a link in the comments, and I'll also put a link in here. If you aren't on my email list, then let me know, message me, and I'll get you on there, because I will be reminding you there. So make sure you are on my email list if you aren't. And then I look forward to seeing everyone next week and going more into it. I'm very excited, because for me, as you were saying, the vision is something that has kept me going when I'm having those hard times, and when I'm having those, oh my God, what, and it is that vision, which is something I never had before, and which now is definitely allowing me sort of to stay on track, or at least to keep going. So now it's so important. Cool. So thank you, Donna, for being here, and we will see everybody next week.
Absolute pleasure. See you next week.
Okay, cool. Bye.